Just started using FL Studio and you don't know how to install third-party plugins and you're tired of using the stock plugins in FL Studio, you're in luck because in this video, I'm going to show you how to install plugins in FL Studio. And this is going to be the last tutorial that you're going to watch about this. So without wasting time, let us dive into it. So I'm going to show you two ways to do this depending on the type of plugin that you download. So the first one is going to be if you get a plugin that has an installer, really easy. And then the second one is going to be if you get or download a plugin that does not have an installer that has something like this. In case if you want to skip ahead to the second one, maybe you already know how to do the first one, I have one timestamp in the description. All you have to do is just skip ahead. So for those of you who don't know how to do anyone, this is how to install plugins in the FL Studio. So the first thing you need to do is most of these plugins might come in a zip folder, so you have to unzip them. You can use something like WinRAR. It's free, very easy to use. These ones are not in a zip folder, so I have direct access. So the first thing you need to do is install the plugin. So just click on it. Now for some of the plugins, something like this is going to show up. All you have to do is uncheck or check any components that you want to install. So you have the VST2 64 bits, you have the VST3 64 bits, and you have the AAX 64 bits. I feel like this is for other DAWs like everything or something like that. I don't really know, I'm not sure, but the one that I'm sure that works for FL Studio is the VST2 and the VST3, so you can choose either one of them and it's going to work. What I do is I select VST2 and the VST3, I uncheck this one, and depending on the plugin, if it's a plugin that I'm sure that I'm going to use on something like OBS or other softwares that allow you to run the plugins that you already have on your computer, I would select the VST2 because that's normally the one that they accept. So I like to leave this to checked, just in case. But if it's something like an instrument plugin or something that I know that I'm never going to use on any other platform, I'm just going to select the VST3. And then the next thing you're going to select is the destination folder. So what I normally do is I let the computer do its thing, I just leave it the way it is. But if you have something like a hard drive, you have somewhere you want it to be, you can just select it. But it's important that you remember where it is because we are going to need that in future. So the next thing you have to do is click on install, and the installation is complete, and you just close the window. Right now, the next thing you need to do is open FL Studio. So I have FL Studio open, and then the next thing you do is click on add and click on more plugins, as you can see here, and then you click on manage plugins down here, and you're going to find this window. Now the first thing you need to do is find where you have the plugin, where you installed the plugin. If you didn't do anything, you just leave it. FL Studio already know where to go, but if you tampered with it in the settings, you have to just direct FL Studio, select the folder, and FL Studio will do the rest. Now there are options here that you need to pay attention to. I have a couple of plugins here, right? As you can see, third-party plugins, not stock plugins. If you have this checked, it is going to rescan previously verified plugins. So if you want to install a plugin, it's going to take like at least 1 hour or 2 hours to verify all these plugins that I already have here. But if you uncheck this, it will just scan only the plugin that you downloaded or you are installing, right? I always have this unchecked. Really important. If you just uncheck it, it's going to just be like this. You don't have to do anything else in the future, just leave it like this. What you can leave on is rescan plugins with errors, which if there is a problem or an issue that has been resolved, it will rescan it, and the plugin is going to be working again. Another one that I like to leave unchecked is try to prevent pop-up windows, and this last two is very important. Is combine VST2 and VST3 versions of the plugins, unless if you install the VST2 and the VST3 files, you're going to always have two plugins, and it's going to make this look even bigger than it's supposed to be. And then another one that I have checked is combine 32-bit and 64-bit versions of a plugin, which is almost the same thing with the first one. After you've looked at all these options and settings, the next thing you need to do is click on find installed plugin. So you just click on it, and FL Studio will do its thing and look for the plugin. So normally after you've clicked on that, the plugin is going to appear in an orange color amongst the other plugins, but it's going to be in an orange color so that you know that that is the new plugin. But it's not happening because I've already installed the plugin. So this is the plugin that I just installed. I already have it, so I'm not going to install it twice. But in the next example, you're going to see that because I have not installed that plugin before. After that, all you have to do is click on this star if you want the plugin to appear on your plugin selector or your plugin list, right? So once you click on that star, the plugin is going to appear here, so that you can easily access the plugin. But if you did not find your plugin, just click on more and you can look for it here, or you can just write the name of the plugin or the plugin developer and you're going to find it here. It's just going to pop up. So this is how to do this if the plugin that you downloaded or you want to install does not have something like this. The plugin that I'm going to be installing is the Violin Crown. This is a free channel strip plugin. So this is what it looks like. Windows, VST3 content, something like this, that looks crazy, that looks like it's corrupted, right? But I'm going to show you how to install this really easy. So the first thing you need to do, now this one is the Windows version. If you're using a Mac or any other operating system, it's going to be different, but I feel like it's still going to be the same process. What you have to do is you open the plugin, open Windows, and you just copy this, or you can even go further, right? So this is the VST3 version. You can also do this with the VST2 version. Most times, depending on the plugin, you will have the VST3 version and you have the VST2 version. So you have to copy any one that you want, or you can do both of them, but you have to do it one by one. So all you have to do is right click and copy, and you go to your C drive, go to program files, and you search for common files. So this is common files. As you can see, click on common files and you're going to find something like this in common files, right? So you have the VST2 and you have the VST3. So depending on the formats that you have or you copied, that's where you're going to paste it. So if you have the VST3, you're going to paste the folder or the file here, and if you have the VST2, you copy the VST2, you're going to paste it here. So you can open this, and as you can see, I have a lot of plugins here that have this type of installer, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and then right click on this and then paste, right? So I have the plugin here, as you can see, Violin Crown VS3. Now all you have to do is go back to FL Studio like we did in the beginning, click on add, click on more plugins. This is just the same thing. Click on manage plugins and click on find install plugins. Now as you can see in the plugin search part, you're going to find the program files, common files, program files, common files, something like this. This is the search parts that FL Studio, where FL Studio is going to search for the plugin, right? So that's why I don't really like to tamper with all this. I just let the computer do its thing. All you have to do is just click on find install plugins and it is going to find the plugin. So this is the plugin. As you can see, this is how it's supposed to happen if I hadn't installed the first plugin that I installed already. So all you have to do is just look for it. It's usually highlighted in a different color, yellow or orange, something like that, so that it can be easy to find. So this is it, right? So as you can see, this is the Violin Crown by M Media Audio. So you just have to click on the star if you want it to appear in your plugin list. So this is what the plugin looks like. It's an effects plugin. I'm just going to delete this one. It's still going to be highlighted here so that you can easily find it. So this is the plugin. I'm just going to open it and this is what it looks like. So this is a free channel strip plugin that I'm going to be making a video about, but in my other channels. In case if you want to check it out, there'll be a link in the description. So this is how to install plugins that don't have installers. They're really simple. I didn't want to make a separate video. I just wanted to make everything in one video. So if this video helped you out and you know that it helped you out, make sure to help me out also by leaving a like. It helps our channel a lot. Comment tell me what you want to see next, and you can also subscribe so that you don't miss out anytime I drop a tutorial like this. And I'll see you in the next one.